Hello, hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back to Kim J's Sweet Healthy Life. Come on in, my YouTube friends. Hello, hello. Hello, Felicia Marie B. Shouts out to the Sweet Life Squad. I love it. Hello, Shiny. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. I had some difficulties with the way my screen was set up tonight. Not sure why I was showing, in an odd way. And yeah, I wanted to show full screen, so I had to figure that out. I had to phone a friend. So, hello, Grant. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well. Felicia said hello to Shiny. Great interview yesterday. Yes, that was great. On yesterday, what Shiny was on Paul Amadeus Lane's channel. Had a great interview. Yes, go check it out if you have not seen it already. Also, there is a GLP-1 conversation that is happening on Kenny K's channel on Mondays. She also rotates it around some of the people that are on the panel. Check that out if you all would like to see it. She's really asking for the community, the GLP-1 community, to come in and give their experiences. She may reach out to you about it. But she definitely wants, an audience to come in and share their experiences, even in the chat. All right. Mr. Grant says, wonderful interview for you. Sure, Shani? Yes, for sure. So Shani says, thanks, FMB. Felicia says, hey, G Money. That's the Grant. Shani says, hey, G Money. And they're just saying hey to one another. All right. Hello, Miss Nikki. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well tonight. Good evening, Darium. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. I'm not playing with you, Darium, tonight. Oh my gosh. So everybody's saying hello to one another. Right. You see him, Grant. Oh my gosh. Darren says, it was great to see your interview. Those are shining, so much fun. Yes, yes, it was great. Great, great, great. So everybody's saying you did a great job, Shiny. Awesome to you. Kudos. Yes, yes, yes. Enjoyed it. I couldn't be in the chat. I'm not feeling that well, y'all. Man, this noise. Hold on. Oh, so yes, y'all. I want to let you all know I went on live Tuesday, on last Wednesday, on last Tuesday, and then on last Wednesday, my daughter and I went to a appointment, for her, what is it called? OBGYN appointment, to do a little regular checkup, 38 weeks pregnant. And, you go to 40 weeks, right? Which we say 9 months, but really it kind of calculates to 10 months. But anyway, at the appointment, they told her she needed to go to triage. It was time to have the baby. So we ended up that was Wednesday. We ended up there for up until Friday. So she had the baby on Friday. Yep. And she had a beautiful baby boy. I'm excited for my new grandson coming in town. So I guess me being in the hospital, me going in and out, of the hospital, and just the weather changes, it's springtime. And even though it's supposed to be kind of warm where I live, it's kind of warm in the daytime. Well, very warm in the daytime. And then it gets very cool at night. So I guess me going in and out all times of day and night, it got me, y'all. I got a cold. Oh my gosh. And I haven't had a cold. I don't think I've had a cold since I've been, on my better health journey since 2024. If I did, it was very small, very short cold, short lived. I've had the sniffles here and there, but normally I'm able to knock it out. And it's very, like I said, few and far between, if at all. So nothing memorable anyway. So yes. So tonight I decided, still to come on, even though I'm, a little under the weather. I had to take my grandson to his first pediatrician appointment today, and because her car is broke down. Of course, she don't want to drive, just having a baby. So took him there, and I couldn't even like give him no kisses, no hugs, no nothing. I had to stay away, kept my mask on, made sure I stayed, as far away from him as I possibly could, but of course, dude had called. I had to go handle his business. Then it got it started raining a little bit outside, so it kind of made me feel a little bit worse. But yesterday, unfortunately, I was not only having like one side of my face felt like it was just stopped all up, the other side was fine. Today it's the whole thing, but I don't feel as many like I don't feel as bad as I felt yesterday. So I'm thankful for that. Thank God for that. I just have like I guess the hoarseness of the throat, and the runs, or sometimes my nose is running, sometimes it's stuffy. So I do have some medication I'm using for that. So hopefully, but I'm happy that I don't feel those aches and pains that I was feeling yesterday. So I'm happy about that. So I thought about, okay, when I come on here today, should I come on, or should I just leave it alone and just wait till next Tuesday, or what? Right. But I decided, let me come on because I do miss you all. And so, yeah, I just decided to talk about comfort foods for the soul while you're sick. While I want to, if you're on a GLP-1 medication, you know, a lot of times we have, um, very easy satiety, and or get in our, it's sometimes easy to get very, very full very quick. So when you already have that issue, and then when you get sick, a lot of times when we're sick, we don't feel like eating anyway. So then you think about that on top of the GLP-1, how it works in your body. You can really um, end up not eating at all, right? Some of us could. So I just want to talk a little bit about it with you all today. I can eat some, but like I said, a lot of times for me, I can go long periods of time without eating. And because I am, kind of down because of this, the cold, I probably can go even longer. So I have to make sure I'm very, very strategic when it comes to eating while I'm, not while I'm under the weather. Yep. So let me see who's come in the chat. Hello, Purple Bellflower. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Yes, please smash that like button. Thank you so much, Darian, for that. Yes. Right. Thank you. Look, I came on here, even though I am not feeling that good, I still came in to talk to you all, to see how y'all were doing, let you all know what I got going on. So, yeah, hit that like button for me tonight. Congratulations on your newest grandchild. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Nikki. Bellflower just saying, hey, this people. Darren said he was in the grandma Uber services. Right, exactly. Masked up, honey. I had to mask up. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Because look, we do not want him sick. Nicole says, oh no, Kim J, you sound horrible. I know, right? I hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Hello, Ruth. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. So Purple Bellflower says, yes, ma'am, you must take care of yourself. You heal faster when your body is fueled and when you are rested. Zodiac twin. Yes. Thank you so much for that, Purple Bellflower. Darren says, you can do a short live. Don't hurt yourself and give yourself time to recover. We want you to be healthy. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was planning on doing tonight, not being on here too long. Hello, Cal. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. My day is going well. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well the best. I have a little cold, and trying to get rid of that. But other than that, I'm doing good. For Kyle said, I hope you're doing okay and great to see you too. You too, Kyle. All right, Ruth just saying hi. Let's see. Hold on. Hello, Elle. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. So, what have y'all been up to, honey? What has these YouTube streets been up to? I have not been able to. Much love to you. Yes, yes, Kyle. Are y'all doing well out here in these streets? Are y'all behaving as much as you can? Cal said, I hope you get well. We all deal with that stuff sometimes, and it does suck. But I hope you get well, and I will be praying for you. Thank you so much, Cal. I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. Hope everything gets better for you soon. Sorry you're going through. Thank you so much, sweetheart. All right. Thank you so much, Ruth. Congratulations, she says to to Grandma Kim J. Yes, yes. Okay, so Cal says I've been a little busy lately, but it's been going okay. All right. Yes, stay busy, Cal. All right. L says, Kim, so sorry you are not feeling well. Thank you so much, L. It's Darium says, oh, hey there, Ruth. No problem, Cal says. All right, Cal says, of course, I will say that to any human being on this planet. I know that's right. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for caring, Cal. Yes, thank you for caring and sharing. All right, so yes, if y'all hit that like button, I greatly appreciate it. Show me some love. But yeah, I want to get on here and let y'all know because I know I was supposed to do sugar talks on last Thursday. And like I said, last Wednesday when we went to the doctor's office, it was supposed to be just a routine doctor's appointment. And they told her my daughter, that she needed to go to the triage so that she can get, checked and everything. Her pressure went up. So she ended up having, she had 2 high blood pressures after 20 weeks. So they decided that would be considered, kind of, it could be dangerous for the baby. It could be dangerous for her. The last 2 times that she went to the doctor, her pressure was up. So just a little bit, not too much, like 139 over something. So still in that pre-hypertension era, but it wasn't 120 over 80 or less, which is what it normally be. So they consider that as, which I've never heard before, gestational hypertension. Now I have heard of gestational diabetes, and I've heard of preeclampsia, but which is something to do with your pressure being extremely high, right? But not gestational hypertension. That was new for me. Of course, I haven't had a baby in a long, long time, over 23 years. But yeah, that was new for me. So she really did not want to have it at that time. She wanted to still wait until, at least her due date. But, they, as the doctor talked to her about it and everything, the safety precautions that they wanted to take just in case. They didn't want her to go home and then something else happened. Her blood pressure goes out of control, out of whack or whatever. And they were like, hey, your baby is done at 38 weeks. Everything has developed like it should. So at that point, she was just waiting on the actual due date or when the baby decide, it wants to come. Right. But so since everything was good, they, after they talked about it, they decided to go ahead on and induce her. Yes. Which took a long time. Okay. And then the baby heart rate started dropping some. So they were like, we're going to have to take the baby. So she ended up having a cesarean and instead of having it vaginal. And yeah, either way, they're like, hey, we have 2 ways of having babies. Nothing wrong with either way. Both of them are okay and approved, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should have it, vaginal or whatever, which would be good. But sometimes when there are complications, you will end up having a cesarean. I had a cesarean when I had both my daughters, but she was my first daughter, and I had to have a cesarean. I went 2 weeks overdue, had to get induced, and because she was getting evicted at that point. I didn't want no. I'm like, she got to get out of here, and I still ended up having a cesarean. I went to 8.5 centimeters dilated, cervix dilated, and then my cervix swelled up. So I was in labor over 24 hours, and then I'll end up having her by C-section or cesarean. Yes. So she was very, very sad because she had been in labor for so long, trying to get to that 10 centimeters dilated. And like I said, because her numbers, the baby's heart rate started dropping really bad, she ended up having to have a cesarean. But baby is here. Baby is healthy. The pediatrician said that this morning, confirmed it this morning, that everything is going well. Everything is looking good. So I'm excited about that. I'm so excited for her. This is her first baby. She just turned, and Sunday was her birthday. She turned 32 on Sunday. So yes, very, very exciting time. So their birthdays are 2 days apart. So Elle says, hi, Nicole, are you doing better? Cal says, hey, that's what God's made me a kind, loving, caring person. Right. That's what God made me. I know that's right. He made all of us that, Cal, all of us. Now, whether we do it or not, whether we would choose to be that way or not, that's on us. But yes, he has made us kind and loving and caring. Yes, yes. Thank you, Elle. Hit that like button, y'all. Do not have me beg y'all tonight. Please don't. Nicole says, hope I didn't miss anyone. All right, Bellflower says, those routine appointment surprises allows you to go straight to the triage and get taken care of. That's what happened my first baby. I went through the same. I was low-key upset. Right, when I say she bawled, she cried so hard. She's like, I went through all of this, not to tell too much of a business, but when they do the induction, sometimes they'll thin the cervix, especially because she's not actually at term yet to actually start contract. She wasn't having contractions yet, as of yet. So full contractions or true contractions, I should say. She did have some breaks and hicks here and there, but they had to do these different things. Thin her cervix out, try to with a certain medication. Then she used this thing they call it a balloon catheter. It's Cook's catheter, and she used that. They tried to use that to help thin it out and everything. But like I said, at some point, and she thinned out really good, but at some point, once she got 6 centimeters, the baby's pressure started dropping. So heart rate, started dropping. And so, yeah, that was causing too much undue stress for him and definitely for her too. So, yes. So they decided to go ahead and do a cesarean. She bawled because she's like, I went through all of that. That balloon thing, y'all, is excruciating it was for her. And a lot of people say that, but it does help with dilation. And it's a little bit more, it's less evasive than like if they give you certain medications, that first medication they gave her. So yes, she took it, like a champ. She did everything she could do. And, like I said, the doctor was let her know, hey, you did a fabulous job. No need to feel bad about it. It is what it is. Like I said, there are 2 ways to have a baby. Of course, one, we would love to have it vaginal, but, there's, by way of C-section as well. And that's perfectly fine too. So, yes. My second baby, I decided I'm not going through that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and get that cesarean. Go ahead and schedule me, please. And thank you. And so she wants one more. So she's saying that same thing now. Just schedule me. I'm not going through this again. This is crazy. So it is what it is. All right. So I understand where you're coming from, Bellflower. All right. Hello, R.E. Houston, Texas. Thanks for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well tonight. All right. Nicole says, I'm okay, Elle. Thanks for checking in on me. Staying on top of my pain meds, plus sleeping a lot, but not complaining. I know that's right. There's no reason to complain, right? Yes. Just continue to pray. Nicole, continue to praise God and thank him for, healing you fully. Yes, yes, yes. And we will do the same for you. All right. Hello, Miss Linda. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight. Hello, Kenny Kate. All day. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. She says, congratulations. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Kendi K. All right. Bellflower says, thank God she had a safe birth and her baby are well. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your prayers. For those who saw my community post, I thank you all for sharing some thoughts there. Greatly appreciate it and your prayers. All right, Nicole says, so glad that they are both doing good, Kim J. Yes, they are. Thank you for that. Kenny K says, greetings to everyone. Hello, Darium. Thank you, Miss Linda. She says, congratulations to Kim J. All right, people are saying hello to everyone. Okay, so Miss Linda says she had a C-section too. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Praise the Lord. So precious. Yes, Kenny K. Okay, so Ms. Linda says, Kim J, I hope you feel better. Thank you so much. It's just a cold I have. Hopefully, I'm taking my meds around the clock, making sure I get my vitamin C in, doing lemon shots, some ginger and ginger tea or ginger lemon tea. I have ginger chews that I've used also since I've been not feeling well. So yes. But I wanted to come on today because I miss y'all. I haven't been, my presence haven't been here in a week. And so just here and there, I would kind of like sneak in a little bit here and there, but not like I normally, will be in my face normally be in the place. So yeah, I decided to come on tonight. Is Darian says, please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to get Kim J to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, Darian, for that. Ruth says, hallelujah, baby is here and healthy. My new mom is doing great too. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, good point. It's up to us. Yes, L. A grandson. Yes, congratulations. So exciting. Yes, this is her first baby. So she's definitely excited. She's very nervous. She's like, I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. And I'm like, she's like, why is he twitching? Why is he moving so much? Why is his eyes rolling? I'm like, that's what babies do. Not every single baby, of course. Like, it's not always all in one or whatever, or one for all. It's always, it depends on the baby. And it's just the baby trying to get used to being in the world, some motor skills they don't have, um, control over yet. And they're just trying to get what is called startle reflexes, I think, that's going on. So I'm like, it's okay, baby. And make sure you get enough sleep. Sleep when that baby sleeps, honey. So you can get you some rest. Because mommy needs rest as well as baby. Doing great, Kim J. All right, great. All right, E. Houston. Happy to hear that. Miss Linda says, I'm glad for the C-section. I had 50 years old. I had 50 years ago. I'm sorry. I know C-sections are probably so much better than when I had mine. Right. Because, honey, I'm telling you, I was in the hospital 5 days. She was in the hospital, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She left Sunday. And they don't even count Wednesday. They normally they're supposed to start counting, I think, when the baby's born. So when the baby was born, which was Friday, she was gone by Sunday. Yes. She was gone home by Sunday. Yes. And that was her birthday. So she was excited to get out of there so she can, we can do a little something for her birthday. So we just did something small just so she know, okay, this may be your last birthday. Because, when you have a baby, everything it's all baby now. Nobody cares. Nobody, look, you're overlooked a lot of times, right? Elle says, I thought it was a while since we have seen you. Yes. Yep, I came on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we had a doctor's appointment and had to go straight to triage. So I've been missing in action. Felicia says, I had both gestational diabetes and hypertension, which required an emergency C-section. Right, which is, she had the hypertension. She did not have gestational diabetes. Thank God for that. Or regular diabetes. So I'm happy about that. But yes, that gestational hypertension, um, which required an emergency C-section, right? But I'm just happy my daughter is healthy. Correct, 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 correct. All right, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I was in the hospital for 5 days. Yes, Miss Linda. Yeah, they push them on out of there. Rather vaginal or C-section. They don't care. Hello, GNF. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. All right, Purple Bellflower says they look right past you when you walk in the door with the baby. Yes. Yes, they looking for that baby. Exactly. It's all about the baby now, honey. Yes. Okay. I'm under the weather, y'all. For those who coming in, I just have a cold, common cold, but I haven't had a cold since that I remember since 2024, since I started my GLP-1 better health journey, right? So I have had symptoms of a cold, but I was able to knock it out right away. So I didn't have a full-fledged cold. It got me this time, y'all. Yes. So at some point, it will get you, right? So I know I was saying earlier, for those who coming in, I was saying a lot of times, especially if you're on a GLP-1 medication, you already know it can be hard sometimes getting the right amount of food in, right amount of calories in, especially depending on what time of what day of the week it is, right? But with me, I can, I get hungry, like normal, right? I don't have it. I've never experienced where I'm not hungry at all day long. I do get hungry, and I'm happy that I actually still have my hunger cues. But for me, it's normally I can go a long time without eating. Now, what I have to do is be strategic in making sure that I eat, at a specific time. Especially with me having diabetes, I want to make sure that my sugars don't go too low. So I have to be very, very careful with that. Not just because I want to make sure I'm getting the calories in, right? I also need to make sure I'm drinking my water, right? Got this water here just in case. Let me drink a little bit now. Yes. Did I miss Positive T? Oh, I'm sorry, Positive T. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Sorry about that. All right. So, so I'm just going to come on tonight and just talk a little bit about comfort foods for the soul while we are maybe, when we have a cold or have any kind of sicknesses and you may be on a GLP-1 medication or even a better health journey. If you, for some reason, just want to make sure that you're healthy, the tips that I have and the ones that are going to be shared in the comments tonight, hopefully, it will help you when you're sick. Because most of the time when you're sick, or a lot of times when you're sick, you don't feel like eating. Even if you're not on a GLP-1 medication, a lot of times, the taste buds just go away from, wanting food. So it's good to make sure that you're eating something though, so that you can keep your energy up. Okay. So Positive T says, just stepping in to speak. I have a live with RMZ tonight. Okay. I hope that goes well for you, Positive T. And I'm not going to be on here too long tonight, so I'll come over and check you all out. Good luck, TT. Right. Have a great live. Everybody is sending you well wishes, TT. A Positive T. And we'll come over to check you out, some of us. I've been hungry all week. Okay, Jen. So what are you doing about that, Jen? Are you doing something different? I know you're on a 15 milligram. I'm thinking. I think you're still on the 15 milligrams if my memory serves me correct. What are you doing to make sure that you are able to eat and not, go off the rails of what you, normally do, or your routine regimen? If you want to share that in the comments, I greatly appreciate it. Felicia Marie B says, I love vegetable soup when I'm sick. The only time I crave veggies. Yes, y'all remember we did a comfort food video, Felicia and I, and what was it? Pot pies, right? And she did her pot pie her way, I did pot pie my way, but we just did it together as a collab. Had a wonderful time. We got pretty good reviews on that on that video. And so we will be doing more at some point this year as well. I think we may do something maybe next month now in April, since this month, because of the baby coming and everything, and then me being sick this week. So I look forward to, collabing with you again, Felicia Marie B. I couldn't do my Sunday fun day this Sunday either because of all the things going on. So I want to do Sunday fun day game night on this Sunday coming, since it's the fifth Sunday this month. So hopefully we can do that. I'll be getting with Felicia Marie B. We'll be putting some out on that if we can do that this Sunday. But yes, I'm looking forward to more food videos with you, Miss Felicia Marie B. But we did, yes, the pot pie. She didn't put veggies in her pot pie. Her family don't want veggies. But, I put veggies in mine just to give you all, two different perspectives, two different households, both on a GLP-1 medication. All right. So Ms. Jen says she eating. And yes, she is on the 15. Okay. I didn't know if you were doing anything, like, did you do anything specific, like eating a certain order, as far as your macros are concerned? Did you make sure you still prioritize your protein? Did you eat, drink more protein shakes, to try to make you be have a little bit more satiety, things like that? That's what I was asking. I'm all in your business, honey. I'm on vacation, so I'm bored. Gotcha. Okay, so that boredom eating, gotcha. So I guess since you're on vacation, Miss Jen, maybe what do y'all do if y'all have, for those other people that's in the chat, maybe y'all can tell Jen something that you all do to help you all when it comes to, getting rid of those hunger, I guess, the feelings of hunger, even though you are doing the things that you're supposed to do, right? Yes, better together. Yes. Felicia Marie B. All right, Jen. Felicia says, I hope your vacation is going well, sweetheart. Yes. All right. So I'm down to the bottom of the chat, and I'm going to go into foods that can help when it comes to, you've been on GLP-1, and for some reason, if you get a cold or you feel sick. So, of course, we know that we need to prioritize protein, of course, right? High protein will definitely help you stay, it gives you some type of full feeling, right? If you prioritize your protein, you want to make sure that you stay hydrated as well, right? And then you also want to make sure that you are eating foods that's easy to digest, right? To just make sure, because sometimes, you may get swollen glands, what have you. You don't want to, possibly choke on, food or what have you. So you want to be, easily digestible. Like I said, getting the hydration, proper hydration, so that you won't become dehydrated. And then you want to make sure you prioritize your protein as well. But you also want to make sure you're getting your veggies in. Okay. So that will help as well for you, because you want to make sure you're building up or rebuilding up your immune system. Okay. Also, you want to make sure you're taking medications that's going to help you with whatever symptoms you have. Don't just take anything. Make sure, you think about your symptoms. And as you're looking for the right medication, right cold medicine, that you're, kind of looking through those, the symptoms that's on the box of the medication to make sure you get the right one. Okay. Because you want to make sure that the medication you're taking is going to help you, not hinder you. Okay. And then hopefully, you don't have like any experience any nausea of any kind. And if you do, like I said, these type things will definitely help you, with the nausea as well. Just making sure that you're supporting your immune system, because evidently at this point your immune system is compromised. So you want to do everything in your power, making sure you get your vitamin C in, your different vitamins in, so that you can get better quicker. Okay, faster. All right. Very important to make sure you're consuming warm foods. Warm drinks will help, like herbal teas. Like I said, you can do ginger lemon tea. That helps a lot. Warm tea can help a lot with it. Peppermint tea can help, What else? Hibiscus tea. All the like warm herbal teas can help you, feel a little bit better inside. It also may be able to help boost your immune system up. I do have some ginger tea that has probiotics in it too, to help me with helping my immune system build up. So I am drinking some of that. So yes. Also, you can get bone broth. Bone broth, if you want, if you like bone broth, or even chicken broth, or just regular broth, beef broth or chicken broth. That helps. Chicken noodle soup, we love that. A lot of us love that. Vegetable soup helps as well. So I'm planning on making a veggie soup tonight. Um, I'm sorry, not a veggie and beef soup. I want beef in it because I still want, um, some meat, okay, to get some protein in. And I try to make sure I get like real protein, okay? I try to get whole proteins. Now I do drink shakes as well sometimes, but I try to make sure I'm, eating regular meat for the most part. So let's see. Okay, so I should have went for a walk. Yes. So Jen has said walking can help as well when you may feel hunger, for because you may be bored. You find activities to do to try to keep your mind off of eating more than you really need to eat. Okay, because that is something that we can have boredom eating, or boredom cravings, you know, and so that will help you definitely going for a walk, going to the gym, or you can do a home, like put a video on and do some exercises there. Maybe some crafts, arts and crafts will help you, forget about the food itself. If for some reason you're a little bit more hungrier than you normally are, and you've gotten all the nutrition, all the nutrients that you should have. Vacation is okay. It's a staycation. I know that's right, and that's awesome, Jen. Sometimes just having a staycation helps, clear your mind of all the hustle and bustle that we go through all week long, all month long and everything. So that's awesome to have a staycation as well. All right. Felicia Marie B says Metamucil or high fiber helps me stay fuller much longer. But Jen is a veteran in this GLP-1 game. I'm pretty sure she knows this. Yes. But Felicia Marie B, of course, everybody here is not. So yes, I know Jen knows. That's why I asked her first. I know she knows. But yes, so thank you for sharing that, because somebody here that, or somebody on the replay or in the clouds, they may not know. So thank you for sharing that, Felicia Marie B. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it really wasn't for Jen per se. It was just, just to share information out here and just to have, more engagement in the chat tonight. Hello, Pammy. How are you doing? She says, hi, friends. I'm in between students at my night job at the college. All right. You have a great time with them, Pammy. Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. All right. Let's see. So Pammy says, positive T, are you having issues with jobs, loads now with higher diesel prices? So yes, those prices, those gas prices are going up like crazy. Yes, my daughter, we have a Sam's Club membership and a Costco membership. And my daughter, because a Gate gas station is closer to my home, so she likes going to Gate because it's more convenient. But when she looked at those prices on those gas prices, she like, okay, I need to go to Sam's. I need to go to Sam's Club to get me a cheaper gas. When she gets there today, she's like, oh, they're higher too. I'm like, yes, they are, but they're still not as high as the regular gas station. So take advantage of the Sam's Club discounts as well as the Costco discounts. No, I don't have no affiliation with them. I just, let you know those are two places to go, for gas if if the gas prices are too expensive. All right. Felicia Marie B says, um, throat coat, funny name, but it helps me. Okay. 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 Throat coats. Never heard of that before. Thanks, Felicia. That is funny. Pammy says, oh, yes, throat coats. Last year, I put garlic cloves into honey and took teaspoon a day. That's something to think about, Miss Pammy. Yes. Yes, that garlic is really good for us all together, right? Um, So Pammy says, "Oh yes, thank goodness for Costco gas, but Cali was 509, honey. 509. That is crazy. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're like a little bit under $4 right now. So our cost of living in Florida is a little bit probably a lot cheaper than California. Yeah, which is why the minimum wage is higher over there than it is Florida. All right, so just to let you all know what are good comfort foods for people. Again, just to talk a little bit more about it. When you're on a GLP-1 medication, or even like I said, if you're on a better health journey, because I hear even those who are um, naturally trying to get healthy, not using medication. I hear a lot of people, because I look at a lot of different things, not just GLP-1 content on YouTube, and they talk about high protein, low fat, as well as low carbs, or a moderate amount of carbs. Yes, so this can help anybody, right? So again, bone broth is very, very good. Even if you want to put that in your soups, that give you more protein. Or you can just drink it yourself, like warm it up and drink it by itself. That definitely helps. The warmth in your body, it just makes your body feel better inside. It gives you a little bit more relief inside. And then can kind of break up that mucus if you have mucus buildup, especially in your body. Also even in the head. So scrambled eggs, or eggs, are good. Greek yogurt is good. That gives you a lot of protein. Those things. Mashed potatoes, because it's easy is to swallow. You can do sweet mash, or you can do regular the white potatoes mash. That helps a lot, and it's yummy too, right? Steamed veggies help, because of course the veggies will give you the nutrients that you need, the vitamins that you need. You can also, even if you have to do canned veggies, that's fine as well. I would say if you do canned veggies, make sure rinsing off that sodium that's in the can. They also have canned veggies that has low sodium and no added salt. Like I said, when I do buy canned goods too, still today, and I will rinse it off a good 3-4 times, and then, or you can put it in a colander and rinse it really good, and and then go ahead and cook it however you want to cook it. So that helps as well. And it also can be a little bit cheaper than some of the other options of veggies. Because I know everybody's not, don't have a big budget, right? So yes, so sometimes we have to use canned goods. All right. Focus on small, frequent meals rather than large ones to avoid worsening your side effects. That's another good tip. Making sure that you do small foods. You don't have to, eat like large portions of foods at one time. So maybe instead of doing 3 meals, maybe you can do 6 small meals or 5 small meals. That will help as well. Now, of course, I'm not a doctor or dietitian, so I can't tell you exactly what to do. These are just things that I know that can help. It has helped me in the past, and so I'm just sharing it with you all today. Of course, make sure you talk to your doctor or your dietitian if you get sick, okay? And if it, make sure you taking account of your temperature as well, so you won't if you running a fever, you go to that doctor and let them check you and give you what to do for your situation, okay? All right. Again, making sure you're stay hydrated, and that could be water, it can be electrolytes, lemon water. You can put fruit in your water, things like that. That will help as well, to make sure you stay hydrated, because you definitely want to be dehydrated when it comes down to being sick. Okay. It just makes it all worse, and can kind of hurt your kidneys more if you're not staying hydrated properly. Okay. All right. So like I said, soups and broths. I know Felicia had mentioned the soup that she liked to eat when she's sick. Again, for me, I'm going to do a beef and veggie soup tonight myself. What soups do you all eat? If you all eat at all soups when you're not feeling well, when you're sick, when you have a cold or the flu or whatever, let me know in the comment section. I greatly appreciate it. So again, you can put bone broth in your soup. You want to make sure the soup have low fat ingredients. You can do chicken noodle soup. You can do miso soup or miso. Is it miso? I think it's called miso. Um, Different types of soup. Like I said, beef and veggie soup or chicken and veggie soup. You can put noodles in the soup if you want to, or rice. That will, kind of give you a little bit of carbs as well, if need be. For those who need carbs, um, especially if you have low sugars, you definitely need to make sure you're getting some kind of carbs in your diet so that you won't have the low sugars. Um, Again, proper hydration and proper nourishment, making sure you're doing either a few small meals, or making sure that you're doing your regular portion of meals. Okay. um, what else is there? Like I said, protein sources. You got scrambled eggs. You can do egg whites. Cottage cheese helps. All those are gentle on your stomach, right? And they're good protein sources. Also, when it comes to carbohydrates, you can eat, like some people just decide to do plain toast. Or you can do, if you want to do some, put a little pat of butter on it, that's fine too. It depends on how your stomach feels. You can do boiled potatoes, that helps as well. And it kind of can be filling to your stomach, give you some kind of, sense of fullness. Rice does. Oatmeal also is gentle on your stomach. Um, and then when it comes to dairy, you may have to be careful with the dairy, of course, especially if you have a fever. You don't want the curd in your body, right? Getting sour. But you can do plain or low sugar Greek yogurts, that has high protein content, as well as it can help settle your stomach as well because of the cultures in it. Okay. Also, fruit. Okay. Fruit helps as well. Bananas, apples, oranges, definitely citrus fruit helps as well. Um, Veggies such as carrots, zucchini, things of that nature will also be easy to digest, but also help, to get those vitamins in that we all need, especially when we're sick. Okay, we should be doing this stuff anyway, but definitely when we're sick. All right. Sometimes when you're sick, you don't, your mind, you're not thinking as much about what you can eat because you're just trying to get well, right? Also, making sure you get your proper rest. Rest is very important. Making sure you get your sleep, the proper sleep in, um, as well as the hydration and the foods in. That definitely helps. But definitely prioritize your protein, making sure you avoiding the greasy, the fried foods, the spicy foods, the high sugar foods. All those can cause nausea and indigestion. It could be both, could be one or the other. And so you want to try to avoid that at all costs, right? And then, like I said, with the hydration, you got your water, your herbal teas, your electrolytes, waters, and things of that nature. That helps throughout the day. And then putting fruit in your water definitely helps as well. Okay. But you want to make sure you don't, kind of sip it here and there. You don't want to like drink large amounts of it, because you want to make sure you have enough for your, enough, you know, um, in your belly to be able to get food in as well. Okay. You don't want to get too full off of drinks and then can't get your nutrients in from your foods. All right. And then also, like I said, making sure your foods and your beverages are warm because it makes you feel so much better. Okay. Inside. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's what I have for you all today. And so let me go back in this chat real quick and see what everybody's saying. Northern Cali is 598 gas prices. 509 what Pam is. Okay. All right. Let's see. So let's see. Darren says, hi there, TT. Going to see you. Yep. All right. Let's see. Darren back to work on Monday night. Okay, that's Miss Jen saying that. Cries in California. Price is so expensive. Yes. Yes. Oof. Time flies when you're not working. Yes. 3 weeks goes by fast. Right. All right. So Miss Linda says she eats tomato basil soup. That sounds really good, Miss Linda. And you cook it from scratch, Miss Linda, or you use the canned goods, or how do you do it? Um, Miss Linda says I would get egg drop soup or wonton soup too. That sounds good. That sounds interesting. Yes. Thank you for that, Miss Linda, sharing that. Elle says I'm like you and attack everything with ginger. Yes. Ginger's so good for y'all. All right, Miss Linda says, I have made ginger chicken lemon soup with a sprinkle of parsley. Yummy. So it's yummy to her tummy. Fresh ginger only, though. Gotcha. All right, Miss Linda. Thank you for sharing that. So, y'all, yes. Let's see. Miss Linda also says, make it with homemade chicken stock for the base. Okay. So she uses chicken stock for her ginger chicken lemon soup. Yes. Okay. And I have some bone broth that I'm going to use to beef up my protein goal for my beef and veggie soup. So I'm excited about that tonight. But yes, let me see. Okay, it's 9:07 now, y'all. Um, I'm going to cut it short tonight so I can get me a little bit more rest. But I'm going to go ahead and get my soup on. That should not take long. I have my beef it's like I got what is it? How do everybody? I said beef stew beef. I have that marinating now. That shouldn't take too long, and then it'll be ready for me for dinner. Yes. So I'm excited about that. But I do have canned veggies, and I have my potatoes. Though I'm going to cut them up myself. But I have like green beans, corn, and potatoes. That's going to go in my soup. So I'm excited, y'all. Okay, so Elle says good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Elle. Again, I greatly appreciate it. Pammy says my gardener told me he is raising his price $15, and we don't get paid more, and they never lower their prices when gases go down. Yep, that's true. Yep, I like beef stew. Yes, great stuff. I'm gonna do a beef stew, but it's actually gonna be a soup. All right, beef soup. All right, that sounds delicious, Kim J. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go. If y'all want to go on over to RMZ's live, um, to go ahead and be there with Positive T or TT as we know him. Go show him some love over there. I greatly appreciate it. Since I'm under the weather, I'm going to go ahead and cut this live short tonight. I greatly appreciate y'all coming in. I just miss you all, and I hadn't been in these YouTube streets, so I want to let you all know that my grandbaby is doing well tonight, and my daughter is doing well, and I will be doing better soon. Yes, yes, yes. Soon and very soon. All right. Good night, y'all. Love you. Be blessed. Peace out. Thank you so much, Pammy. Have a good one.